All right, welcome to the second game of pool play here at Wichita Hoops on this Saturday morning. In this game, we have Wichita 1 playing the Air Capital Aces. Now, this is the 14-year-old team playing the 13-year-old team for the Aces. So the Aces are playing up a year here. Score is 4-4. That's how we start out these sets in pool play. And the teams are getting ready on the court. All right, teams are getting ready. The refs are checking, make sure everybody's in the right place, and they've got all the numbers written down. We'll see who is going to start out the serve here. All right, ball coming out. It's going to go over to ones for them to serve first. Number 24 is going to be serving for one. And ball's in play. It's going to be up by 4, up by 3, over by 4. Ball's back over. It's going to be point for one, just inbounds there into a hole in the back corner.
Come on, side out, Aces.
Number 24 serving for one. Ball's away, up by 4, and not quite over. Point for one. Score now 6 points for one, 4 points for the Aces. Number 24 serving for one. Ball's in play. It's going to be up by 10, up by 3, over by 22. One gets it over. It's going to be up by 3, up by 22, over by 2, but it's out of bounds. Point for one. All right, 24 again serving for one. Ball's in play. Up by 10, up by 3, over by 4. Oh, touched by number 2, but Aces weren't able to return it. Score now is 8 for one, 4 for the Aces. Number 24 serving for the Aces. Ball's in play. It's good dig by number 4, but not enough to get it over the net. Number 24 is serving for the Ace, or for one, excuse me. All right, 24 served it. Number 10 gets it up by 3, over by number 2. And touched by number 3 and out of bounds, point for one. Score is now 10 for one and 4 for the Aces. 24 serving for one. Ball's in play, up by 22, up by 3, over by 4, but it's out of bounds. Point for one. All right, 24 serving for one. Up by 22, up by 3, but out of bounds. Point for one. Score now 12 for one and 4 for the Aces. Number 24 serving for one.
Side out, Aces.
Okay, ball's in play. Up by 4, up by 3, over by 4, but out of bounds. Point for one. Okay, 24 serving for one. Up by 22, up by number 3, over by 2.
Let it go, let it go.
And out of bounds on one, with the Aces picking up their first point. Score now is 13 for one, 5 for the Aces. Number 2 now serving for the Aces. And the ball's in play. Tipped over by 1, up by 10, up by 3. 10 gets it over. It's in bounds. Great point for the Aces. That was a really good play there Score now is 13-1, 6 for the Aces. Number 2 serving for the Aces. And ball's in play. Good serve by number 2. Good dig by number 9. Over by number 4.
Be aggressive.
Up by 2. Up by 3. Over by 4. Up by 3, but it's out of bounds. Point for 1. All right, number 18 serving for 1. Ball's in play. Low serve. Number 9 tried to dig, but didn't quite get to it. Going to be point for 1. 18 serving again for 1. Up by number 9. Up by 3. Over by 4. Attempted block into a hole. Point for the Aces. Score now is 15-1, 7 for the Aces. Number 22 serving for the Aces. All right, ball's in play, and it's out of bounds on 1. Point for the Aces. Number 22 serving for the Aces.
Serve, Maddie. Good serve.
Up by 10, up by 3, over by 4. Good save by the Aces. Up by 2, up by 3, over by 24, and out of bounds on 1. And parents are complaining about it being off the wall. It's going to be up by 2, up by 4, over by 24. Tipped over, up by 10, over by 24. It's going to be up by number 2, up by 22, over by number 3. It's going to be up by 2, up by 3, over by number 4. And the ball dies on the one side. Well-earned point for the Aces. That was a long play. Score now is 15-1, 9 for the Aces. Number 22 serving for the Aces. 22 serves, ball's in play. Oh, one tries to just tip it over, doesn't quite make it. It falls back on their side. Going to be point for the Aces. 22 serving for the Aces. Score now is 15-1, 10 for the Aces. They're catching up here. Okay, 22 serving for the Aces. Ball's in play. Up by 10, up by 3, over by 24. It's going to be up by 3, up by 4, over by 24. But it looks like it was out of bounds. Score now 16-1, 10 for the Aces. 35 serving for the Aces. Ball is in. It's going to be a point for 1. All right, 35 serving for 1. Score 17-10. It's going to be up by 3. Up and over by 4. Good trick there. Tipped over by 1. Up by 3. And hit over by 1 inbounds. So that'll be point for 1. 35 serving for one. It's going to be up by 2, up by 3, and there's nobody there in the corner. It's going to be a point for one. And ball's in play. It was up by 3 and over. Some fierce blocked by 24, up by and over by 24. And we'll see if that was in or not. And that was out, point for the Aces. All right, number 3 coming out, number 13 coming in for the Aces. Number 4 serving. And the ball's away, but it's short. It's going to be point for one. Score now 20 for one and 11 for the Aces. Number 9 now serving for one. Okay, number 9 serves right into a hole. It's going to be a point for one. Score now 21 for one, 11 for the Aces. And ball's in play, up by 13, up by 4. 13 hits it over. Ball's over, it's up by 27, up by 4, over by 13. Good block by 13 and point for the Aces. That was a great play there. Aces get the ball back. Number 10 now serving for the Aces.
That was pretty, very pretty.
All right, 10 serves it for the Aces. Ball's in play. It's out of bounds on one. Point for the Aces. 21 for one, 13 for the Aces.
Keep it going, Aces.
Number 10 again serving for the Aces. And the ball's in play. All right, over by number 2. Up by 27, but down to the ground. That's going to be a point for one. Scores 22 for one, 13 for the Aces. Number 1 serving for one. Nope. Number 20 serving for one now. And the ball's in play. It's going to be up by 2 or 27, over by 2. Up by 4, up by 24, over by 13. And a spike by 1, but it looks like it's out. Let's see what they call it as. Looks like the call was a tip. Score now is 23 for one, 13 for the Aces. Number 20 serving for the Aces. Right into a hole, point for one. Score is now 24 for one, 13 for the Aces. Number 20 serving for one. Up by 2, up by 4, over by 2, touched by 1, it hits the ground, point for the Aces. Number 24 now coming out, number 9 coming in for the Aces. Looks like number 9 is going to serve. All right, ball's away. And it's back over, up by 2, up by 4, over by 2, up by 9, up by 4, over by 2. And we'll see if that was in or out. It was in. That's point for the one, and final for this match is 25 for one, 14 for the Aces. We'll take a short break here between sets. All right, both teams coming back out on the court here, getting ready for this second set of Wichita 1 versus Air Capital Aces. And that's the 14 team for one, the 13 team for the Aces. Number 10 is going to serve to start off this set. Score is 4-4. And the ball's away. It's tipped over by one, up by two, up by four, over by two. Ball's back over, up by 27, up by four, over by 24. And looks like out of bounds on one. Point for the Aces. They're going to come out scoring here first. Score is now 4 for one, 5 for the Aces. Number 10 now serving for the Aces. Ball's away. And it's in, going to be point for one. All right, number 24 serving for one.
And it doesn't matter where we are in the rotation, like that corner's always.
Up by number 2 and into a hole. It's going to be point for one. Score is now 6 for one, 5 for the Aces. 24 serving for one. All right, ball's in play, up by 2, up by 4, over by 2, attempted block, but it's still on the one side. Number 24 blocks it beautifully. Ball hits the ground, score for the Aces. Great play there by the Aces. Score is 6-6. That was a great play by number 24. Number 24 is coming out, number 9 is coming in. Looks like number 9 is going to serve. Lots of positive energy out there for the Aces right now. Number 9 serving for the Aces. Ball's in play, and an easy point for the Aces. Serve goes right into a hole. Number 9 again serving for the Aces. And the ball's in play. It's going to be up by 4, up and over by 13. A little bit of a trick there. Oh, and it's 13 tried to get it, but hit it out of bounds. It's going to even this game up. 7-7. Ball goes over to 1 to serve. Number 18 is going to serve for 1. It's going to be up by 3. Looks like that was a no serve. Ref had not called it. We're going to redo that. It's up by 9, but into a hole. A little confusion there of who was going to get it. Point for 1. Okay, number 18 serving for 1. Up by 10, up by 9, over by 2. Up by 10, up by 4, over by 22, but it's out of bounds, point for 1. All right, number 3 is coming in, number 13 is coming out for the Aces. 1 serves, up by 9, up by 3, over by 4, or number 2, sorry. Good block by number 22. And over by the Wichita 1, just barely over the net. Not returned by the Aces, point for 1.
So I guess 35 can be all up in the net all day long. That's okay. That's awesome.
Looks like number 18 serving for 1. Ball's in play. It's up by 4, up by 2, over by 4. And a point for the Aces as one tried to tip it over the net but didn't quite get it up high enough. Number 3 serving for the Aces. And the ball's away. One gets it over, up by 27, but it's out of bounds. Give me point for one. Score now 12 for 1, 8 for the Aces. Number 1 serving for 1. And the ball's in play. Up by number 9, up by 2, over by 3, attempted over by 3, but didn't quite make it. 3 and 22 got caught up there. Number 1 again serving for 1. Attempted up by 27, but missed it, so it goes out of bounds. Going to be point for 1. Okay, number 1 serving for 1. Ball's away, up by 10, up by 3, over by 2. Tipped over the net by 1, and a point for them. Score now is 15 for 1, 8 for the Aces. Number 1 serving for 1. And the ball's in play, up by 4, up by 3. 4 hits it over, but it's out of bounds. Point for 1. Score now 16 for 1, 8 for the Aces. Number 1 again serving for 1. It's going to be up by 4, up by 3, over by 4. Up by 10, up by 2, over by number 4, and not returned into the net. Point for the Aces. Score is now 16 for 1, 9 for the Aces. Number 2 serving for 1, or excuse me, number 2 serving for the Aces. And the ball's away. It's up by 3, up by 22, over by 4. Nice save for the Aces. It's going to be up by 4, up by 3, over by 4. And out of bounds on 1, point for the Aces. Score is now 16 to 10, 1 leading. Number 2 serving for the Aces. It's going to be up by 2, up by 3, over by 4, but a little bit too much power, out of bounds. Point for 1. Number 9 serving for 1.
Side out, Aces.
Ball's away, but it's short. Point for the Aces. Number 22 is going to be serving for the Aces. All right, number 9 coming out, 24 coming in for the Aces. 22 again serving. Ball's away.
Get up there and block. Yeah!
And number 4 had a great block there. And the ball hits the ground, point for the Aces. Score is 17 for 1, 12 for the Aces. Number 22 serving for the Aces. Ball's away, but it's out of bounds. Point for 1. Number 7 now serving for 1. And that serve is out of bounds. Going to be point for the Aces. Score now is 18 for 1, 13 for the Aces. Number 4 serving for the Aces. Number 3 is coming out. 13 is coming in for the Aces. Again, number 4 serving. All right, 4 serves. Up by number 2 and caught in traffic there. 13 didn't quite get it over. It's going to be back to 1 to serve. Number 4 now serving for 1. Ball's away. It's going to be up by 2, and 10 goes for it, but it's out of bounds. It's going to be point for 1. All right, number 4 serving for 1. Ball's in play, up by 13, up by 4. 13 gets it over, out of bounds. It's going to be point for 1. 21 now for 1, 13 for the Aces. Number 4 serving for 1. All right, number 4 serving for 1. Ball's in play, and it's inbound. It's going to be point for 1. All right, 4 serving for 1. Ball's in play, up by 13, up by 4, over by 13, but it's out of bounds. It's going to be point for 1. 23 now for 1, 13 for the Aces, trailing by 10. Number 4 serving for 1. And the ball's away, up by 13, up by 4. 13 hits it over. Up by 10, up by 4, over by 21. And 1 tries to spike it across, a little bit short though, gets caught in the net. Scores now 23 for 1, 14 for the Aces. Number 10 coming in to serve, or going to serve here for the Aces. Ball's away. Up by 13, up by 4. 13 tries to get it over, but it's a little short, into the net. Point for 1. 1 point away from match point here. 24 to 14 with 15 serving for 1. And it's out by the serve for 1. That's going to be a point for the Aces. Number 9 now coming in for the Aces. Number 24 coming out. Number 9 is going to be serving. 24 to 15, Aces trailing. Number 9 serving. Good serve by number 9. Up by number 4, up by 13. 4 hits it over. And it's out on 1. Going to be point for the Aces. Score now is 24 to 16. Number 9 serving for the Aces. Number 9 serves, but it's no good. Point for 1. That's going to be this game here at Wichita Hoops. Score was 25 to 16.